at Mayhem Fest, every day they were like, what's this roadie grabbing a microphone and insulting us for? It took them a while to be like, and it's just like, I've done those venues for comedy before, like in comedy festivals and the Burt Kreischer thing and stuff like that. And like, it's great. It's so cool feeling that energy of laughter. But what's doing comedy on something like that, you definitely can get the front because they're paying attention. Some people yelling things at you, which I love because then I can like play off of them. But the best thing I love is on YouTube, you can find videos of me at Mayhem Fest, but it's somebody from the lawn like filming it. So it's from a million miles away. You can see how many thousands of people aren't paying attention. And then you almost just hear the murmuring of what a punchline sounds like. And I'll be like, and then you see the guy holding the camera go, ah. It's just one person paying attention to see.
There's got to be something you could do with that too, though, later. You know what I mean? Like, I've heard that with we've had a few other comedians come on that have done tours like that before, and they speak to how difficult that is to try and bring comedy into a rock concert.
I would do it once I got the cool with the camera guys, they would put the cameras on for me when I was on stage. So we just all knew we were kind of waiting for somebody in the audience to be like, get the fuck off this, whatever, like yell, because they always did that. And I would just be like, oh, nice. And then I just start talking to that person and like just dismantling the way they look and whatever. And when the camera guys would put them on the screen, oh, it was great. Like, because then the whole crowd does get involved because they're like, oh, yeah, fuck this guy. And then watching somebody trying to run away from a camera is great because they're trying to get, they're weaving through people and the camera guy's just like slowly turning his hand. It takes nothing to follow a person with a camera.
Well, it's also different because it's not a comedy club, right? So they're not prepared to get shots fired at them. So
no, they don't even know. It's funny. Like if I went and did it again now, there'd be a good portion of the audience, I'd hope, that would like kind of know who and be like, oh, this is awesome. At the time, like no one, very few people, like a handful per show knew me from like stand up, but for the most part, nothing. So it really was that in the beginning, they're like, what's happening? Like the best set, I would do 3 sets a day on Mayhem Fest. The best one sometimes would be the noon. I'd go on first because whoever starts talking to a microphone first thing of a concert, the crowd's like stoked. Oh. And then by the second set, some people thought I was racist or fat phobic or some kind of something from what I said in the first time. So now there's
which they didn't get the extra layers. I mean, that's true, but they didn't get the extra layers.
Guys, it's not just those things. No, but it's funny because by that time some of them made judgments on my stand up. So then I'd go on stage the second time to open the main stage. And it's kind of like a lot of going on in the audience at the same time, too. But then some people were like a little more in, but then also some people were definitely out. And then I would do 15 minutes before Rob Zombie went on. And then what they would do, Rob Zombie, the tour also, while they were great, and John Reese, I can never say enough good things about. He's been amazing. I
love John. Let's shout out John Reese for sure.
Shout out John Reese, man. He's been amazing to me. But comedy was not the important thing on that tour. Understood. I had no problem with that. And Rob Zombie, the only time they had for me to go up on that last set was before Rob Zombie. And Rob Zombie decided week 2, I don't like them seeing my like stuff getting set up. I want it to be the curtain pull surprise. And so for that reason, there was no set time of this happening. There was no warning, nothing. At some point in my longest set of the night on Mayhem Fest, a curtain would drop and just erase me completely. So I had to like.
That's gotta be so tough, though. I mean, it's funny that we're laughing about it now, but that must have been so tough.
I had to like almost like fake like anger every day to be like, what the fuck, I couldn't really announce it was coming, so it would just happen. And then the crowd would sort of like cheer because no matter what's going on, they're going to cheer for like the worst thing happening. So they're cheering, like almost laughing at me for that just happening. So then I had to kind of, learn how to be like this fucking tour. They don't give a shit about, and go out there and just try to own it a little bit. But that was so like, I remember the first day it happened, I called friends at home and I was like, this Guys, I just found out the worst thing that can happen to you during a comedy set is just get taken out by a 1,000-foot tarp.